stuff. That's the sound we want to hear. Yes, sirree. Beautiful black and white 55 Ford two-door post car. Had a bunch of runs this morning. And the grocery getter Ford Country Squire on the left lane. What a hole shot by the right lane, the 55 Ford.
And the wagon nips him in the end. Rumor has it this Daytona Coupe is 1,000 horsepower.
That Daytona Coupe is not an inexpensive car by any stretch. That finish line comes up very, very quickly on a 330-foot drag strip. So just about the time the guy's waiting for the next gear, he's got to get on the binders.
Dennis Bosselman in the 67 Chevelle SS and Jimmy Toll in a 70 Lincoln Continental.
Gotta love that full-size 63 Chevy.
That was driven by Dennis Kaplan. Nice metal flake job on that.
Again, that's the car that's been running all morning. Got a straight axle under the front end like an early style gasser, complete with drilled holes. It's got the right look.
That's Keith Fauscher in the Camaro here in the Aubuchon hardware lane. And a 4-speed in that Impala. Gotta love shifting the gears.
What do you bet he's got a big smile on his face? Got a little bit of problem with the positive traction in the Chevy pickup. Oddly enough, it was smoking mostly the left rear tire.
Mark Kempesta in the 67 Camaro. And Mr. X in the Duster.
Boy, it looks like he could reach out and touch the guardrail from that Camaro in the left lane.
'37 Ford here in the Aubuchon hardware lane. The 66 Chevelle and the Haggerty Insurance.
How many RPM is too many? He doesn't have a number for that.
Jen Saffron in the 68 Chevelle. And George Brosovsky in the Chevy pickup over there.
You can go to Home Depot and the Dragstrip the same day. Shifting that pickup truck, chattering the rear springs like you wouldn't believe, but he still gets it down the track in good style. And he can use it to haul lumber later today.
That's Brian Beard over there in the 66 Biscayne out of Merrimack, New Hampshire.
Quick story about that kid in the Primer Biscayne. His grandfather used to race a Hemi Plymouth back in the 60s called the Hemi in a Hurry. How many of you guys remember that car? And he's here today along with his grandson. And his uncle is here too, David Beard from Merrimack, New Hampshire, from the Dragstrip Supply Company.
Tough looking straight axle Falcon over here. It's an AMC Rambler.
Wicked bogs off the line for both cars. There's something drastically wrong down there. But as long as he makes the turn off and gets back into the pits, everybody's happy.
Joe Saffron in the 68 Vet in the Haggerty Insurance lane. Todd Rizzuto de Nova over here in the Aubuchon Hardware lane. Looks like a little trouble with the Nova here.
Couple of not so noisy cars coming up right now. Not so noisy cars coming up right now. Real clean 65-ish Corvette. And a classic 57 Chevy wagon.
57 driven by John Sergrew. That wagon will surprise a few people.
Oh, if you had to take a choice between the two cars on the starting line, you could take it home as long as you kept it forever. What would your choice be? Pretty tough call, huh?
Yeah, I think I'd be going home with a Vet.
61 Corvette.
Yeah, driven by Rich Wiley.
And a 56 Chevrolet two-door post car. But it is a Bel Air.
No name on that one. Whoa.
That was a whole lot of tire bumps, but not a good result. '41 Willys made a beautiful gas coupe, didn't it? There's one on the starting line now.
That was driven by Michael DeCarolis out of Glastonbury, Connecticut. In the 32 Ford of Butch Rosales from Phillipston, Mass.
Willys launches like a race car. The Ford 5-window launches like a street rod. But both of them are having one heck of a good time going down the racetrack.
Okay.
.3031 Model A Coupe in the left lane, and looks like a Chevy sedan in the right lane.
32 Chevy driven by Matt Gifford.
Two whole different ways to paint flames on your hot rod, and they both look awesome. In the right lane, Chevy gets there first.
Anthony Bedore with a 61 F100 over here in the Aubuchon Hardware lane. And a mid-70s bed over in the Haggerty Insurance lane.
F100 just gets moving, doesn't it?
'55 Chevy two-door wagon over there driven by Tom Crutcher. And I can't quite make out who's driving the pickup in the Aubuchon Hardware lane.
Left lane gets there first. Now here comes a car that earlier today was a Catalina. During the course of the morning, it morphed into a Bonneville.
Driven by Ben Bennett. 461-inch stroker in that, with an automatic behind it.
Shades of Hayden Crawford. And other guys used to race these in Superstock in the day. And a real pretty 55 Chevrolet. Been down the track a whole bunch of times today.
The 55 just nips him in the
And
end.
Chevy gets there first. What a good launch. And here's the car we won't mistake for Catalina. It's a 62 Chevy Impala.
Dick
Supersport,
Cook driving the
perhaps.
Model A.
And Sonny, if you're still here, do you remember when Bronco and I used to race our 62 Chevys around the North Shore of Massachusetts? There's no evidence, so it doesn't matter. Statute of limitations is long since run out. Bronco had a 250 horse 327. I had a 300 horse 327. And we had some serious fun back in the day.
And that's Lars Adams in the Model A in the Haggerty Insurance lane. Lars, a Tie Rods Club member.
Just left a lot of duty on the side of the track. Boy, the Model A's have come out in force today.
Rich
Cream
Chevalier
color.
driving the pickup, or 35 Ford pickup.
right, we're looking at a Nova. Nova back in the day was a family car, and it did a lot of grocery hauling. Your name, please?
My name is Jason Rice.
Jason, tell me about the car.
Well, I've had it since I was 15, 43 now. It's gone through many variations over the years, but it's hopefully in its final state at this point. It's a 71 Nova SS. It has a modern drivetrain in it. It's got a LS with a turbo, S475 in it with a 6-speed.
So were you the original owner of the car?
No, obviously I'm not that old, but
My mind got ahead of me.
yeah.
Now,
So I've had the car since early 90s. It was my first car, actually. Yeah,
and did you build this car?
I did. Yes, yeah.
You told me a little bit about it. It runs on pump gas?
It runs on pump gas. It does have methanol injection.
What class do you run in?
It's in the muscle car class. So,
Do you run quarter mile too?
I have not since I've redone it. It is set up for it. I just haven't got there. Probably this year.
You said it's got turbos.
It does. Yeah. It's single turbo, big turbo. Yeah.
What do you expect to pull for ETs?
It's got low 9-second power on it. It is a 6-speed car. It makes it a little more difficult, so it's tough to say. I know it'll go well into the 10s. That's not an issue, but it's more of a hook and leave issue. With a little tougher with a stick, you know.
Right.
So.
Well, it certainly is a beautiful looking car, and I hope you have a great day.
Thank you very much.
The red F1 Ford really gets off the stunt line. The earlier pickup in the right lane, not quite so quick off the line, and you see what happens at the other end.
Over here in the Aubuchon Hardware Lane, we've got Joe LeMay with a 33 Plymouth. And a 56 Chevy in the Haggerty Insurance Lane.
Don't they just hate that? Launches off the line. Problem with the carburetors or the fuel pump, one or the other. It definitely ran into an instant starvation problem.
He was not happy about that either.
He smacked himself on the side of the helmet. Very clean looking 33 Ford Coupe against an equally clean looking with a few patches on it 64, 65 Chevy Nova.
There's Paul Smith in that coupe over there. And Taylor Chevrolet in the 64 Nova. A little out of shape there. Roger Poignot in the 63 Chevy 2 over there.
It's only a little bit noisy out there now. Street cars with mufflers.
Yeah, check the track for fuel, yeah. Nice looking CUDA out of Connecticut against the 73 MX over there in the Haggerty Insurance Lane.
hell of a job too. That's when the challenges look like challenges. But boy, do they run like crazy today. A late model 6.1 or 392 as they like to call them. Hemi Challenger.
Big block 66 Chevelle over here.
Probably a 340 in the Challenger and a big block wrap motor in the Chevelle. And you can hear the
rolls
difference.
some coal down here now. Sounds like a turbo diesel in that Chevy pickup.
That was that screaming noise you heard just a second ago. As that turbo just winds up.
And that's Keith Parker in the Haggerty Insurance Lane in the 66 Nova.
If you're about halfway down the track, listen to the Chevy pickup when it comes screaming by. Thought I was at the tractor pulls there for a minute.
No name for these two drivers. We get a nice 65 Chevelle in the Aubuchon Hardware Lane and a Nova in the Haggerty Insurance Lane.
The driver in that black Chevelle really knows exactly where to launch that thing. He just got the thing torqued up just enough, just before tires spin, and left the starting line like a bullet. Back in the old days, this would be a classic Plymouth versus Chevrolet event, or Dodge versus Chevrolet event. Chrysler Corporation against General Motors, and long before they called it Mopar. And the Mopar do get there first.
That's Russ Mansfield in a black Camaro. And Herb Morass in the 67 Camaro over here.
It's going to be awfully hard for the right lane to catch up before the end of the racetrack.
Jimmy Crandall driving that Oldsmobile F85 over there in the Haggerty Insurance Lane. A 505 cubic inch big block Nova over here in the Aubuchon Hardware Lane.
The driver in the 442 left first, but the Nova was right on his tail and charged right by him before they got to the 100-foot mark.
Yeah, it looks like Jesse Trevoloni at the Biscayne over here. And I can't quite tell you who's driving that Camaro over there. Tim Trickett in the 68 Cutlass. Anthony Palmieri in the 70 Mustang over there. Turbo Falcon, the Aubuchon hardware lane, and a V8 Vega over there in the Haggerty insurance lane.
The windmill on that Falcon, you could hear it screeching as he was pulling into the bleach box. And then once he got past the 100-foot mark, it just kept pulling and pulling and pulling. What a difference a little extra push on the top of that motor makes.
Eric Brotherton over here in the 66 Plymouth Valiant. A nice 69 Chevelle over there in the other lane.
You know, except for the hood scoops on that Valiant. You would be caught dead in that car when you were in high school. But how'd you like to have it today?
Kent Brotherton, brother to Eric Brotherton, it looks like, driving this Dart. Anthony Pierre over here in the Vega, and Tom Murray in the 65 Chevy 2. Like Nick Daigle from Spencer, Mass. in the blue Chevy, blue Nova.
Case of a little too much wheel speed in the right-hand lane. Car wasn't that slow, he just wasn't going forward, he was just spinning the tires.
Dennis Lavoie in the yellow big block Nova.
Boy, when can you have this much fun for this little bit of money? What a great day.
Eric Chevelle in his 72 Malibu. Looks just like the one Grandma drove.
Keep a close eye on it. I don't think Granny's driving it right now. And he gets advantage of a single. Granny would not approve of that tire
Oh, a little
squeaking.
sideways down there.
Hi, I'm Terry for SLC TV, and we're at the Orange County Drag Reunion in Sterling. And I am standing next to a 440 Magnum. Oh, guy, too. Your name, please.
Carrie Johnson.
And what can you tell us about the car? Did you say Terry?
Carrie with a K.
And I'm Terry. We're in trouble.
This is my street car. It's 440, 4-speed, 355 rear gears. It's something I usually drive on the street more than the track, but today I decided to run it here at the Orange Drag Reunion because, hey, it's a lot of fun. And I'm letting my son drive my drag car today. So.
You hear that, fans? This is not a trailer car. This is a car that hauls groceries, except when it's here. How much horsepower are you putting down on the road?
This engine and this one's probably around 400 horse.
Awesome. And how long have you been doing this?
35, 40 years, somewhere in there.
You might get used to this.
It's a lot of fun. These drag reunion events are a lot of fun. It's all about having fun. It's not really about winning or having a trophy or anything like that to me. It's just here to have a good time, bring some friends, and go down the track.
Bragging rights don't hurt.
Well, I don't think I'm going to have a lot of those today with these tires on this thing. Doesn't get any traction, especially with the street gears. So.
What class does this run in at this meet?
Today's show, this is called Muscle Car. They have a bunch of different classes, but if you have closed exhaust and street legal tires, they typically put this type of car in that class, muscle car.
Excellent. Well, it sounds like you're in for a good day.
Well, we are. It's beautiful weather for it.
I hope you do better than you expect.
All right. Thank you very much.
We talked earlier about the Torkenbird 55 Corvette, 55 Thunderbird. Go on, strike me dead for that. Guy races it everywhere and he drives it everywhere as well. Runs out of the Strokers Club in North Shore, Mass. I believe his name is Joni Gentile. Where can you find a classic Thunderbird and a classic Corvette going at it side by side for virtually no prize money, just to say I beat the other guy right here at the Orange Dragstrip Reunion. That's where. Speaking of cool Corvettes, here's an awesome 57 in primer, which is a good color for a Corvette, with a straight axle under it, a straight tube axle, shades of the hayseed, but it's not that car.
LeBaron Hayes is driving that one.
Wow. And here comes the Agent Orange Dragster one more time. Against the Contaminator, who's had a whole bunch of runs out here, running in the C gas class for a regular if it were regular NHRA type competition, but who cares about that? Beautiful lace paint, panel painted. Drags the run really strong.
Lone Buick powered rail. He's going up against a Minnesota Missile.
You know, the Dragster says it has a Buick engine in it, and if you look carefully, you notice it's no small block. The distributor's in the wrong place, the headers are spaced differently, a whole lot of things different. And got a small GMT. Every time Keith stands up,
another Tie Rod Club member, Jack Potter, in the flathead powered rail. Gets a fancy metal flake painted Henry J.
a couple of fun rides.
Puts that race fuel right at our face level. Gotta love that smell.
Puts that race fuel right at our face level coming over the Jersey barrier.
That's Dan Nelson at 48 F1. And Harry Emmond in the 73 Vega. Whoa. Wayne Farquhar driving that 55 Chevy over there. And I have no idea who's driving the 69 Camaro.
On there that looks like it might be Vic Jackman or anything like that?
Say it again.
You got anybody down there that looks like it could be Vic Jackman and that Camaro just went down?
There's not even a number on it, so I can't.
Okay, never mind. He had a letter on top of the door, but I couldn't read it for sure.
George Larissa over here in the Duster.
Say, what's the color on that Challenger over there?
That looks like plum crazy to me. That one's driven by Jake Johnson. 440 badges on the side of that hood. That's Matt Halliday in that LS-powered Model A sedan. And I'd really like to know who's driving that Opel Kadett. And that's Ross Erickson driving Kevin LeCompte's Dodge A100 pickup. We call that the Badger in the Tie Rods Club. He's going up against the Rat Patrol.
Well, there's some Army guys in Jeeps and a Rat Patrol TV.
Yeah, I remember that one. Yeah.
The Rabid Badger comes out on top of that one. That's Mike Pietrotroia in that 68 Cutlass there, 442. Sorry, 7442.
At least you didn't say 442.
Ryan West and the Mercury Cougar over there. Anybody wants a 67 Chevelle Super Sport, this black one's for sale. Couple of Novas here. Black one's big block powered. Pretty even, I'd say they're both big block powered.
These guys must be about out of fuel now.
Okay, I'm standing in front of a coupe that I don't know much about, but I'm going to find out. Your name?
Lars Adams.
Tell me about the car.
This is a 1930 Ford Model A that I hand built, about 5 years ago. Just love it.
What's it got for a power plant?
327 Chevy.
327. And I'm noticing that you have some kind of exotic carburation on this. What's different about that?
Yeah, it's actually an Inglis induction system with Weber carburetors. It's a nightmare to tune. It's like tuning a piano, but I love it.
Great analogy. Great analogy.
Yeah.
How often do you run?
This car usually just runs here at Sterling. Every year that they have the event, I have this car out here to run it. I have other cars that I go serious racing with, but for nostalgic stuff, this one's my go-to once a year.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent. It's actually a pretty good looking car.
Thanks.
Anything else you want to tell our viewers?
Well, I'm glad you said it's a good car because it's all rattle can spray bomb paint job. That's Rust-Oleum Almond.
Oh, I was going to say Krylon.
Yeah, no, Rust-Oleum. My finger was so sore at the end of that. Let me tell you.
Well, at least you masked it off, so it's not too bad.
Yeah, it looks good. I think it turned out good. It was actually meant to be a 50s driveway build. A kid would have done in his driveway in the 1950s, and that's what I was going for. And I think it looks pretty good like that. So.
Now, we've talked to a lot of guys that had license plates. I'm guessing this isn't street legal, am I right?
It is street legal, fully street legal. Yep.
It is.
Yep.
Did you drive it here today, or did a trailer?
I drove it. I live right up the street in Princeton, and I drove it down here, and it wasn't that far of a ride. So, but it is. I can get a sticker on it when I need to, and it's perfectly legal.
I'll bet it turns a few heads, though.
Oh yeah, it does. Yeah, definitely. Everywhere I go, it's like the American Graffiti car from the movie. So, it gets a lot of attention.
Well, we won't videotape the back seat because that's a different story for a different time.
Awesome. Thank you.
That 56 is driven by Benny Bronzik. And that 55 is CJ Danik. Couple of bad looking cars there. '55's advertising small block 327 power. Comes that nasty country squire wagon again. He must tick a lot of people off at the stoplights. A big block 67 Chevelle next to him. Dennis Caplet in his bad 63 Impala. But he gets Jimmy Toll in a 70 Lincoln Continental. Vic Mengler in his 69 Camaro up against George Rosofsky. Bragging rights here, 66 big block Chevelle up against the 67 big block Chevelle. The red 67 is driven by Ken Ford. Couple of 70s era Corvettes here. Oh, sorry. 68 in a 70s era Corvette. Couldn't quite see that door handle and those louvers. Dave Nelson, the 62 Falcon. Rich Wiley in that 61 Vet, and Brian Beard over here in the Biscayne. big block Chevelle against a Buick-powered Model A. Gonna put all that power on the ground. Our flag starter, Steph's doing a fantastic job out there. Gone to the dogs, AMC Rambler against a 440 Challenger.